Hey there, it's Gail with this week's energy reading for New Earth entrepreneurs on mission, on healing. We'll see what we've got going on in the energies this week. Sometimes I get energies for a little bit beyond the week, so we'll see what comes up. What do we need to know this week for mission? Healing. It's Thanksgiving this week in the States. So right off the bat, you may have a gratitude practice. Wow, a lot of cards came out. Hopefully you have a regular gratitude practice, but of course this is gratitude season. And what I'll say about that is, certainly take a moment to feel into what you're grateful for this week. And, maybe this week is a great week to begin a more regular gratitude practice if you don't have one already. I know a lot of you do. Let's see what we got for cards here. A lot of cards came out really quickly. Okay, so we've got flexibility. Trust, that's been coming out a lot lately in different decks. Courage. Expansion. Enlightenment. Wow, and transmutation. Okay, so what I'm getting is that all of the work, if this is you, if you've been doing your inner work, if you've been, really focusing on taking care of yourself, loving yourself, releasing the lower energy density, the dense lower energies. If you've been flexible, if you've been trusting, if you've had faith, if you've taken some courageous steps recently, what I'm feeling is that this is really opening you up into your own expansion. This is helping you raise your vibration. This is helping you just be more open to receiving all of the things that you're meant to receive. And what happens is a lot of times when we get stuck in those lower energies, we block ourselves from receiving the abundance and the positive emotions, the love, the riches, so to speak, of the universe, because we're blocking, those are higher frequency things, and we're blocking that out when we're in those lower vibrations. And with this transmutation card here, it's like really learning how to transmute those lower energies, right? Transmute the positive, the negative to the positive, the dark to the light, the lower to the higher frequencies, right? So you may have been working on this. And this is actually part of, if you're a light worker, healer, New Earth entrepreneur, like this is part of what we're here to do. Okay, this is part of mission. So if you've been really focusing on your healing, your inner work, your mission, I'm feeling like this is the beginning of a completely new phase and cycle for you. With this flexibility card here, what I'm getting is you're more able to, this week and into the rest of it, or for the rest of this year, into 2022, you're going to be more in a flow state. You're going to be more in a receiving state. You're expanding your ability to trust, right? Like a lot of times we get challenged with our trust because we want to manifest certain things, and we want to manifest it on our own timeline. And sometimes the things that we want to manifest actually aren't for our highest good, or they might not be for our highest good in that moment, right? There may be some lessons that we need to learn. Maybe there's some clearing and healing work that we need to do first. And instead of that shaking your trust, I'm feeling like you're starting to understand that dynamic a little bit more, that everything is actually working for you, even if it looks like it's not working for you, right? So it's really going within and trusting what you feel to be true on the inside versus really looking outside at external people, situations, conditions to determine what's actually true for you. Oh, also, look at this peacock here. I don't know if you see that. So when I see peacock, like I see this peacock, I see this phoenix, right? Beautiful, beautiful birds. The peacock also reminds me of throat chakra and being seen, being visible, being heard, vocalizing your desires, your opinions, your boundaries. So there's a lot of that going on here as well. And that comes from trusting yourself, right? Vocalizing your needs and your wants and your boundaries. Okay, so you're probably going to have the opportunity to do that this week, I'm feeling. Perhaps you're going to be seeing some friends or family members, or just kind of being in an environment that might present the opportunity for you to really lean into your own inner trust and to vocalize, but not necessarily like in an abrasive way, but in a powerful way from that inner power. So you may be seeing a little bit of that this week. And here with the Aspen Spirit and Courage, again with the blue and butterflies, right? That's transformation to me. These 3 blue butterflies here. So again, I'm feeling like there could be a lot of, maybe there's another one up here, just noticed. There's a lot of expression coming in for you this week. So this could be related directly to your mission. This could have something to do with your personal life, and really for light workers and healers and New Earth entrepreneurs. It's like we're not meant to be showing up in a silo, right? Like we're meant to unify all the aspects of ourselves and show up as our true selves in all situations. And I'm sensing that for this week as well, where you're really stepping into just showing up as you, again, showing up in your own power as the true you, speaking freely, speaking from your heart, and being able to really navigate whatever comes as a response to that. Okay. Beautiful cards, really beautiful cards. And as you practice that creates this expansion, right? Like if you think about, I'm actually, can you give me I need an example for this. Can you give me an example for this? It's like, okay, so the example that's coming to me is if you know anything about avoidant personalities, and I don't know, this may not be the greatest example, but okay, now I'm getting turtles. I don't know a whole lot about turtles, so I'm just going to trust this, but it's like, so you have a shell, right? Ooh, goldfish. Thank you. Okay. So expansion, goldfish, right? So if you think about a goldfish, sometimes the goldfish come in like the little tiny, it's like a little tiny container like this, right? I think you know what I mean. And so the goldfish is limited in that expansion, right? And so if you think about, well, I'm only able to receive this amount of water. And if you think about water as like emotions, if you think about the elements and tarot, water, cups, that represents emotions, right? So I'm a goldfish and I can only receive and be with this amount of emotion, right? well, that goldfish is going to be limited in their growth. Now, goldfish actually grow bigger based on the container, right? So when you expand your capacity to be with more, right, you grow. you expand. So hopefully that makes sense. That's the example that they gave me, but it's like you've been working towards this with the flexibility, the trust, the courage. And I feel like this courage is like the courage to go within and really look at your stuff and own what's yours, right? And to set boundaries on the things that are not yours. And in doing that, you're expanding your capacity to be with more, and not necessarily to be with more in the quantity sense, but like a range of emotions is what I'm feeling. You're expanding your capacity to be with a wider range of emotions. And in doing that, that also means that, you know, you're able to be with that in other people, but you're also able to receive more. You're able to receive more because you're able to be with more in the essence of experiences. You're now kind of going into this phase where you may have been noticing this, right? Like the range of your experience is changing. The way that you are when you go out into the world feels different. And that's that expansion piece. Also, I'm feeling like you've been doing a lot of work on your heart, really opening that heart. If this isn't resonating, this is the recommendation, okay? This is what is available and possible for you when you are doing that kind of work, that inner work, working on opening your heart. You know, we've all experienced our hearts being hurt, and when that happens, it's very easy for us to build a wall around our heart. And you know, sometimes we don't even know that we have a wall around our heart, or we don't know how big that wall around our heart is, right? And you know, just naturally, we're all very compassionate and kind, and it's the wounding that builds those walls around our heart. And what I'm feeling here is that that's really beginning to open for you, and that's part of this expansion piece too. If you've been doing this heart work, you've been healing your heart, opening your heart, learning to trust. It's changing what your experience is. And if you continue to do that, you're going to continue to feel that enlightenment. Yes, of course, enlightenment with higher consciousness and all of that. But I'm thinking about this quite literally, like you're literally going to feel lighter, like you're not carrying burdens, right? And, you know, for a lot of us who are highly sensitive, who are empathic, who really are conscious and aware and awake and self-reflective, a lot of times it's our burdens, but we're also carrying other people's burdens and don't even realize it at times. And by doing this heart-centered work, this heart-opening work, you start to get really clear about, wait a minute, is this even mine to carry? You know, is this even my stuff? And why am I carrying it? So there might be a little bit of that this week too. You may have some experiences this week where that's showing up for you. Okay. And to just trust, like if you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right, and I'm not even sure this is mine, like trust that feeling, and set that burden down, or, you know, transmute, right? I have an energy clearing. This also, okay, so energy clearing is really going to be important this week, especially if you're, you know, I don't know what your traditions are around the holiday season, but I know a lot of people like to do the shopping thing, and, you know, that there's a lot of energy around that. So if you're doing that kind of stuff, make sure you do your energy clearing, okay? If you're not doing energy clearing, if you're working with clients, you're in mission and you're not doing any of this energy clearing stuff, do some research around that. I think this came up in last week's reading too, and I provided, did I provide a resource? I said I was going to. I'll look back on that and put it in there if I didn't, and I'll add it again this week, because that's where you pick up all this stuff, right? Like other people's stuff. You want to clear that out. You want to have a practice where you clear that out, you transmute that. I love this flame here, right? It could literally be writing things down, writing, if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling those negative feelings, like writing it out to process and then burning it. It could be as simple as that. There's all kinds of different clearing rituals that you can use. You can look on YouTube, search it up on YouTube, search it up on Google. I'll leave a link to Dr. Deb Kern has a great process that I have been using that has been just working amazingly for me. It's been a real game changer. All right, so it's getting a little long. So I'm going to pull some spirit animal cards. Hi. Hello, Andrea. It's good to see you. I just looked over. Hi, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. What do the animal spirits have to say for mission, for healing this week, for Thanksgiving, for those of us who are celebrating that? Here's a fun thing. Leave a comment and tell me what you're grateful for. All the things you're grateful for. Oh my God, there's a lot of cards. There's a lot of messages this week. Okay, what do we got? Do I want to am I taking all of these? Okay. So trust came out again. Okay. Whale spirit, trust the great mystery. Yeah. And that's what I'm feeling here, is that you've really been leaning and living into trusting the great mystery, your great mystery, trusting your journey, trusting yourself, trusting your inner knowing, right? Your inner wisdom, which is beautiful. Love that. Speaking of wisdom, we've got, you can see clearly now. I've been seeing a lot of owls lately. This has been coming up quite a bit. And so, there's a lot of illusion right now. I mean, there's a lot of illusion, period. But it's right now, it's like the illusions are crumbling. And you may be experiencing that. You may be seeing that. One of the things that I do often, and this is not, this is something that I heard from somebody else, Amy Satori, if you want to go check her out. What I learned from her is to pray to see the truth in all things. And so when I see this card, it really makes me think of that. And so you are seeing clearly now. You are seeing beyond the illusion. And what I'm getting is that in the coming months, this is kind of a longer, this goes beyond this week. You may have some of this happening this week in your interactions and, your situations this week, where you're seeing past the illusions and you really are trusting what feels true within you. And we're going to start to see the truth in all things on a more global scale. Okay, there's a lot of shenanigans going on. There's a lot of illusions going on. And what I'm hearing, what I'm getting is not for long, that the truth is in the process of being revealed on an external level. So you may be able to see past all the shenanigans right now. And what I'm feeling with this card is like, there's going to be a day in the not so distant future where it's going to be revealed and you're going to be like, I knew it. I saw it. Yes, you did. Yeah. Yeah. Right, Andrea? I love that. I love that this is the second time, right? Confirmation. And also speaking of the Phoenix, so the parrot came out too, which, there's a transformation card in this deck that's a butterfly. There isn't a Phoenix, but look at these two, right? They kind of remind me of each other. So, watch your words, right? Watch your inner dialogue is what I'm feeling for this. And when you're setting your boundaries, it's less of a watch your words in the sense of like, oh, don't hurt anybody's feelings. It's more of a make sure you are clear. Make sure you're clear with what you're speaking about yourself, what you're speaking to others, what you're speaking out as your desires, what you're thinking. Okay, the manifestations are super quick right now. I don't know if you've noticed that. I know that I have. Like, it's eerie sometimes. So it's like, be intentional about what you're speaking, what you're thinking, and this says words, but really it's the energy that you're putting forth, right? So be really clear about that this week, and just kind of going forward. I feel overcome any obstacles. This rhino cracks me up with the little wings here. See how this rhino, like, rhinos are tough, right? Like, they have tough skin. They've got that horn that's like, wow, you don't want to mess with that. But this rhino it has all these roses and these wings. So there's something about the interplay between being gentle and also being fierce, right? Like the potential to be fierce is there. And I'm also feeling like, again, with this watch your words, it's balancing it's an energy thing, right? Like, you don't have to lash out. How do you want me to say this? It's about, yeah, I don't know how else to say it other than, like, be fierce in your boundaries, right? This is an energy thing. It's like people will pick up. You don't have to do or necessarily say anything. You don't have to be abrasive. You don't have to be aggressive to hold this energy, right? So you can kind of be in this little, like, roses are soft and pretty and beautiful, and this is what okay. So this is like really balancing that masculine and feminine energy within you, right? So really showing up and being that in that receiving mode, but also like just being in the energy of, I'm not a doormat, right? I'm not a doormat. And if you're going to push me, if you're going to trample over me, like, there's going to be a reckoning here. That's the kind of vibe and energy. Have a beautiful day. Andrea, thank you for stopping by. That's the kind of energy that you're wanting to pull this week. Yeah, and with the dolphin spirit, this and that are true. So this card speaks to duality for me, or not even duality, but like integrating different energies, right? We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, right? And it's about integrating those energies. We all have light and dark within us, positive and negative within us. It's not an either or, it's a this and that. Okay, so just be mindful of that as well, for yourself, but also when you're dealing with others, you know, whether it's clients or your team or your family or your friends, whoever it happens to be, right? Like that we're all in different places on our journey, and this is really kind of advanced stuff. It sounds easy to say, and it's a different thing altogether to practice, but we're all in different places in our journey. So it's like, yes, you can have your boundaries. You're not a doormat, and understanding that we're all doing the best that we can with what we have, right? Not everybody has the same tools or resources that we do. That doesn't mean that you abandon yourself, and it also doesn't mean that you need to lash out and, you know, be unkind to others, right? So this is just a reminder, like we've all got things going on within. Remember that for yourself, remember that for others. I'm really picking up a lot of compassion from this card, right? So try to have compassion. Compassion for yourself, compassion for others this week. Yeah, and then dream the world into being. So again, with this being like a really, hey, Darla, like I said, the manifestations are coming in really fast lately. So again, with the dream the world into being and the watch your words card here, right? It's like be intentional about what you're speaking out, what you're thinking, your energies, because whatever it is, negative, positive, you know, that's what's coming in to your physical experience right now. Okay. Anything else for us this week, for the energies this week? I got all kinds of visitors today. I've got kids, kitties, followers. I'm going to just pull a tarot card or two just to see if there's anything else before we wrap up the reading. If this resonated with you, leave a comment. If you want to share anything that you're grateful for this week, I invite you to do that as well. Anything else? Oh, look at that. I was shuffling, and there's already a card flipped over in the deck. So we got Knight of Swords. This is really fast-moving energy. So, and I feel like with the watch your words, again, like Spirit's saying, like really be intentional with your communication this week. Darla, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you. I talked earlier in this reading about being clear. And I'm hearing your voice. Clear is kind, right? So be clear in your communication this week. Be clear in your thinking this week. Okay? And you might have to be quick on your feet with this night energy. You know, this night's charging in, right? But the sword's upright, so this is all about truth. You know, and you may have to drop some truth bombs this week here. And if it's in a situation where it's, you know how it is when people get kind of whipped up, right? The thoughts and the words are coming fast and furious. Don't be, I don't want to say don't be afraid. Try to remember to take that moment to pause before reacting, right? This is an opportunity to practice your ability to receive the communication coming at you and take a moment before reacting and respond instead from a clear place, right? From your truth and from a clear and, if at all possible, calm place, okay? So there's a little bit this week of, I'm feeling opportunities for you to practice some of the things that you've been working on. You know, this may be part of, I'm feeling like this may be part of some of the inner work that you've been doing. So Spirit's going to serve up some opportunities. Some people call it tests. I don't really like that. I'm just saying, I don't really like that. It's like, it's opportunities to put into practice what you've been working on. Okay? So that is the reading for this week. Thank you for stopping by. It was so nice to see people live today. That was fun. If you like this reading, hit the heart, leave a comment, let me know what you're grateful for. And if you are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, I hope you have safe travels, you have beautiful experiences, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.